Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I usually post new videos every Thursday and sometimes bonus ones during the week or on the weekends. So I am showing you in this video a quick clip of my new craft space. And so my last video I did kind of a longer show off of this space and explained that I'm going to be doing some organizing of things in here and making some stuff and taking you along with me on my journey of making different things. So this video I am going to make a little desktop shelf organizer. So if you are interested to see what I came up with, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so the supplies you're going to need are these dowels, which are about the thickness of a pencil. You're also going to need 2 boxes from the Dollar Tree, which you will see in my next clip. And these dowels I purchased in a big old pack from Walmart. They were like $5 for a pack, and there were all of these assorted sizes. So I got 2 matching sizes. I measured them like 12 inches long. So I marked at the 6-inch mark because I want to cut this in half. And I'm using this miter box and this saw that's not, I'm struggling with this, guys, like, because I don't normally cut through wood like this. So I struggle a bit. I imagine if I do this more, I will get better at it. So I saw until I get almost all the way through. And then once I get to the point of where I was frustrated and tired of trying to cut all the way through, I pick it up. There was only a little bit left, and I kind of snap it and you know, break it off basically. I do this for both dowels, but I only make you painfully watch me do this through just the one. Alright, and because I broke the ends, they were a little jagged, so I just took this sanding block and just rubbed the ends on there to smooth them out and make sure that they were nice and even, so that they're nice and even for when I glue them into my box. So after I'm done sanding them, and then I'm going to take this sanding block to the box and give that a quick once over, make sure there's no jagged or splintery edges. So once I'm done sanding that, and I just wipe it down with a cloth, I don't put any wetness on or whatever. I'm taking this wood glue and I'm putting it in the corners, and I actually blobbed too much in this corner. Guys, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't claim to be a professional. I'm telling you, watch, she is so crafty. She like makes this look so easy. Anyway, so I'm putting some wood glue into the corner, and then for an instant freeze, I'm using hot glue on there. So the idea is that the hot glue is going to hold it in place while the wood glue is drying, and I'm assuming that this wood glue is going to hold this together real nice and tight, so I won't have to worry about it coming apart when I put stuff in and out of it and move it around. After I get done fiddling with that glue blob in the corner, and I kind of spread it around to each of the corners and get, you know, evenly distribute it so it's not like a huge blob, of course, I'm going to go around and glue all the dowels to the inside of the bottom piece of this little shelf that I'm making. Once I'm done gluing them in, then I'm going to go ahead and reinforce those corners with more hot glue. I'm just going to go in those seams and fill them in. It's the inside of the box, so I'm not really concerned about how pretty it is. I'm really concerned more with stability. I want to make sure that once these are in there, they are not moving anywhere, you know, between the wood glue and the hot glue. I'm pretty certain that these are not going to break off easily. I don't plan on abusing this, but you never know if you knock into it too hard. And you know, you just want to make sure that it's nice and secure. So now this is kind of a bad angle, I'm sorry guys. So what I'm really doing is just going to place the second part of this, or the second box shelf, I don't know what you want to call this, tray, I'm not sure what it is. And I'm just going to put wood glue on the very ends of these dowels. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my glue again, my hot glue. So this is a double reinforcement. We've got the instant freeze glue, and then we've got the, you know, longer, it takes longer to dry glue. And once I make sure that these are in place, I am going to set a book, or actually I put a couple cans of spray paint in there, and I leave them sit on top of that shelf, like weighted for about an hour to make sure it's dry before I go in and start messing with it with my stain. All right, so it's been about an hour and this is nice and secure. I checked it out. It feels pretty sturdy to me. So now I'm going to come in with this Minwax stain, and make sure you wear gloves, guys, if you're not familiar with, I'm familiar with working with stain. This isn't the first time. I've definitely worked with stain many times before. And I am just applying it using a paper towel. If you have a rag you don't care about, that's fine. Paper towel is, you know, just easily disposable, because, you know, those rags are really hard to wash, like once you've gotten the stain in there. And, you know, I'm just like afraid it's going to get in my washer, so I just do it with the paper towel. So I'm not going to show you doing this entire box because it takes a little bit. There's, you know, the outside, the inside. I do get the underneath as well, and the dowels. So I'm just going to show you a part of this, and then I'm going to let this dry overnight. So I don't really know what the dry time is, but usually when I stain something, I wait to handle it until the very next day. So once I am done with staining this, I am going to place it on a paper towel to absorb any excess so that it doesn't get on whatever surface that I'm putting it on to dry. And then tomorrow it will be ready for me to put in, and I'm going to use this for like extra supplies that kind of like they lay around, so like tools that I use often. So I want them within hand's reach, and I'm going to keep this on my work desk so that it can easily get like my scraper or my rotary tool, my acetone, and other things. So you'll see a picture of the stuff that I put in there. I just want to mention that this Minwax stain, it does have an odor to it, and I think that if you're going to be working with this not in a well ventilated area, that you should be wearing a mask. But I think that overall you should be following the instructions on the can about ventilation. So I think you should be using this in a well ventilated area, as well as letting it dry in a well ventilated area. And so my new workspace does have a ventilation system that my husband installed, which is really fabulous, and I'm so happy to have it. But make sure you check the can for manufacturers' recommendations for use of this product. You don't have to use stain. You can paint this with acrylic paint. You can use spray paint on this. You could also use, I think there is antique wax that She's So Crafty uses often, and you could check that out. And maybe that's something, if you want to, you know, if you want to stain it, you could use this antique wax, which I think is like this but without the odor. So I think that's all that I want to say about this. I am just going to put on some wonderful iMovie music until I show you the rest of what I'm doing here, and then I'm going to be ready. You know, I'm going to let this dry overnight, set it up, and take some pictures. Alright guys, this is all dry and stacked up on the stuff that I like to have right in front of me when I'm working on my crafts. So, you know, the sky's the limit, guys. This was so inexpensive. For just a couple of bucks, I've got a little 2-tiered shelf right in front of me. You could do this 3 tiers if you want. So I hope this inspires you to make something for yourself. And that is it for this, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. I love to hear your feedback, and I will see you all next time. Bye.